The coup had already blown up in their face in the loss of Crimea.
Right.
So they weren't about to tolerate this kind of dissent in the East. It's not Russian propaganda. I'm a Texan. I don't even read Russian or know what the Russians say about this stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's very clear you don't read what the Russians say about this stuff, because even they've admitted to a lot of this after the fact, man. Like, it's sorry, if you took Russian propaganda through American sources, that happens too. It is Russian propaganda. What you said is Russian propaganda. You can pretend it isn't. It is.
This is the history of the world.
I speak Russian. That's my... Yes,
fine. Listen,
can I please interject with that?
Well, let me just say, right.
Wait, this guy's been yapping for enough. Somebody shut him down for a second. He just yapped and yapped and yapped and yapped. He said so much. She's not going to have enough time to respond to everything.
Here, anytime anyone contradicts the party line on this, that's all anyone ever says.
Shut up, dog. She didn't even respond and give her point yet, and you're already debunking the point she hasn't yet made. Let her speak.
Is that this is Russian propaganda, but that's just a bunch of crap.
Because it is.
They're plagiarizing me,
you repeated it in
and
English.
I'm just speaking the truth.
Are you getting money or not? I'm just wondering, you know.
Lady.
At least they pay
See,
you.
that really is all you have, because you can't contradict any of my facts. So
well, you didn't have facts either. You just said Russian propaganda after a bunch of, don't call it Russian propaganda, after a bunch of BS.
I can contradict everything you said. I participated in Maidan.
No one in America cares about Russia at all, lady. Nobody in America cares about Russia.
Can Piers Morgan, like, I don't know, he needs like enforcers on the show to like shut people up. She hasn't made her point yet. Let her make her point. Like, she participated in Euromaidan. She knows more about Euromaidan. She's forgotten more about Euromaidan than Scott Horton knows.
Back in the days of communism, there were communists that did it.
Can I please have a word? This person spoke quite a bit. We had given him a Rupert to repeat Russian talking points and lies, blatant lies. So, you know,
okay, well, Scott, let Anna just respond to what you were saying, Scott. I'm interested to hear a response.
All the bullshit was said, so it's kind of difficult to counter everything.
Okay, she's taking off the gloves, apparently. No, the politeness has left. The politeness has left.
Basically, it was not a coup. It was a revolution that millions of people participated in. The reason we participated, me included, I was 19 back in the day, it was because we had severe problems with corruption and a tyrannical puppet of Russia, Yanukovych, who refused to make a treaty with the European Union, which is what most of the people in Ukraine wanted, 60-something%, and especially younger people wanted to move away from Russian control, from Russians owning every single business industry in my country, and to have some sort of like laws and order, and also have some sort of democracy and liberty. That is what something people have in the West, and that's something that we did not have. So that was about, the revolution was about that, about students going and protesting and getting beaten up, and Yanukovych then going to Russia to essentially ask Putin, his buddy, how can he stop the protesters, which he then made dictator laws that prohibited people to effectively protest at all in this country. So we didn't appreciate that, and we went, literally millions of people participated in Maidan. That is not a coup. That is not something you buy for Obama or Nuland cookies. I'm sorry to say, never received a single cookie yet. It's been a long time. And yeah, all of that, when going to Georgia is a whole other thing, but that's just what Russia does. It creates unrest. It supports militias in the countries, and then it basically floods them with weapons, and also applies its own soldiers to annex territory by the guise of protecting Russian speakers or any of that. Scott is a master, I believe Scott is the name, right? Here, but I am a Russian speaker from Eastern Ukraine. It's about as east as it gets in Kharkiv, and I didn't require their protection. I was never prosecuted. What they did is that they attacked us under the guise of protecting Russian speakers that were never prosecuted in this country, because half of us literally are Russian speakers. We have been Russified back in the day by Russian Empire. So yeah, this war is about, not about you. I'm sad to say some things are not about America. This war is about our very long time, centuries-long oppressor trying to thrust us back under their control. And we didn't want that. People in Georgia don't want that, if you can see it by now, currently, by the revolution and the protests going on in the country. Exactly for the same reason, because their corrupt Russian puppet government refused the people's will to be part of Europe. So it was never about NATO, because we never discussed joining NATO until Russian invasion. It was never even a conversation in Ukraine about joining NATO. So thanks for the lies, obviously. Also, yeah, they do have borders with NATO right now, and they had them before. Now it's even bigger. It doubled, because Finland, in fear of Russia, joined NATO. That's why people join NATO, because they want protection from Russian aggression. Okay, thank you, Anna. Rob, you've been waiting patiently. It's interesting, but I find with...
Damn! Woo! I got nothing to say, but that was really good from Anna. Like, he could have gone into more detail about the Tustushki and like how brutal the suppression of protest was and how it spiraled. He could have talked about, well, the difference is America gave funding through the NED to some media groups. The Russians sent tanks. The Russians sent guns. The Russians sent soldiers. If we got that from the United States, we'd be